Well, guys, back on the video. This is Wondering Sourceman. What if your boy, and we're doing what if Deku had a quirk called enhancement, part 4. This will be released at 7:10 because I want to have it 1 hour separated. Because I'm recording this right now at 6:14, but when my initial recording was at 6:10, so I mean yeah, so. Regardless, let me just tell you a little bit of the plan. So I forgot to add in the part where Deku met All Might after the slime thingy. So after when meeting the slime, so yeah. Um, on the second part, no, actually no, on the part, on which one? Yeah, the fourth part. Part four. Yeah, the fourth part. On part 4, make sure to tell me, like, comment there if I should give Deku one for all. If you do say that he should get one for all, then I'll give it to him. Okay? So I mean, I won't give it to him. Actually, actually. You know what? You know what? Like, it didn't have any comments. I'm just gonna give him one for all regardless, cause it's gonna come in kind of like clutch in this part, cause if he doesn't have one for all, then the story won't work out at all. So I mean, it doesn't matter. So let's get right into it. So this is gonna be the first part. Like, half of the part is gonna be him meeting All Might for the first time, and then the other part is going to be the other part is going to be the part where Deku meets the wait, no, half okay, one half of the part is gonna be where Deku meets All Might, and the other half is gonna be the continuation of part 4, which is part 5. Okay, yeah, and I leave like a little part in the description telling you where the part about meeting All Might ends. Okay, so I mean yeah, let's get right into it. So Deku is walking back from his uh yeah, last day of school, last day of middle school, and cause he is he wants to make sure that because it was the last day of school, he fought Bakugo. He didn't fight Bakugo, so he expected to fight Bakugo, so he tried to train his Skirt by keeping it on, and he tried to train his Skirt by keeping times 2 on. So on his way back from school, he decided to take a detour and went under this overcrossing, I think. And on his way there, he heard something strange. Just like he heard like a watery and slushy sounds. He's like, okay, no homo. And walking on his way there, uh, the 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 tap thingies that cover the sewers blasts open, and he's like, "What the fudge?" And he looks over. He's like, "Okay." Sees this big green blob. He's like, "Is this a quirk? Damn, what lame ass quirk does this nigga have?" Sorry, he doesn't say nigga. And he looks over and he's like, "Oh, who are you?" And he's like, "Give me your body." I didn't know he'd be in town. It's like, who'd be in town? It's like, this doesn't matter. Give me your body. And he's like, damn, no, I won't give you my body. Who the hell do you think I am? I'm not a fucking prostitute, are you fucking idiot? And he's like, okay, I don't give a shit. Just give me your body. He's like, no. And he starts like, then I'll have to take it. Blasts towards Deku. Deku, as soon as he sees this, he's like, well, he throws a right hook straight to the face, like, bleh. The whole entire slime splats on the other side. Like, you're strong, kid. Your quirk will come in handy. It's like, well, it doesn't matter. And then he punches him, and then Deku starts to go barrage man on him with times 2, and even though he's using times 2, he doesn't seem to go down. So he takes times 2 and takes a bottle of Sprite that he was drinking in the morning. He's like, "Wow, this is gonna be where your prison is gonna be for now." And he takes it. He goes, "Well, he copies All Might's style, and then All Might on his way up hears Delaware. No, he hears Texas Smash. He's like, someone's using my smashes, and he has a massive sonic boom, and the air pressure from this is let me just say slightly hurting him a lot. And Jack was like, okay. And Deku looks over at the slime and puts him in a bottle. And All Might comes up from the sewer saying, "Don't worry, All Might is here." And looks over at Deku, and he's storing the slime into the bottle. And he's like, "Oh, All Might, is that you? Oh my, oh my, oh my!" And starts fanboying over All Might like he's originally dead in canon. And he starts going crazy, like crazy. He's like, "Okay, calm down, calm down. Did you take out that slime?" It's like, "Yes, I did take out this slime." Looking up at All Might, all proud and mighty, he's like, "Well, good job, kid, but I have to get out of here." And the encounter with the slime never happens, and Baku getting caught and Deku receiving the All Might's quirk doesn't happen. But this is where it ends, guys. It is 7:07. So yeah. Now we're getting on to where the part of meeting where the continuation of part 4 continues. So everyone receives the news, and Deku's in his home right now, chilling and reminiscing about why he did that and why he had to go crazy and why he couldn't control himself. And he starts to think about all the possible things he could have done to not get his power being taken away. And of course, just for plot's sake, Deku was told what All Might's quirk could do, and he's like, okay. And he starts thinking, All Might told Deku that his quirk could enhance other quirks, and he's like, And starting to think this, Deku gets interrupted on his train of thought by his mother coming in. He's like, "Deku?" He's like, "Yes, Mom. What's up?" He's like, "Are you okay, honey? I'm so sorry about your quirk." And he's like, "Don't worry, Mom. It's all right." And his mom's like, "If you need anything, I'll be downstairs. Dinner will be ready in like 15 minutes." And Deku's like, "Okay." And because Deku has All Might's phone number, he calls up for All Might. He says, "You want to come over for dinner?" And All Might, thinking that this is a way for him to cope, he says, "For sure, where you live?" And Deku tells him his address, and All Might arrives around like 2 minutes later. He's like, "I have to get there fast. I don't want him to be late." And All Might is in this all dressed up suit, and he's like, "All Might, you good?" He was like, All Might feeling a little weird because he thought this would be like a fancy dinner, but it wasn't. It was just like a normal dinner. So he's like, this is a little uncomfortable, isn't it?" And him sitting down at dinner, eating a little bit, like, being a little weirded out because he only one not in casual clothing. So, as soon as Miss Midoriya sees All Might, he's like, "All Might, what are you doing here?" And he explains that Deku wanted All Might to come here, and he's like, No, you didn't need to." And like, she looks over at Deku a little mad, because like, "Why did you invite the symbol of peace over to our house? Are you insane?" And Deku's like, sorry, Mom, I just wanted to talk to him. And he's like, okay, so they finish up dinner, and like, I'll go upstairs to talk a little bit with All Might. He's like, okay. And he goes up the stairs, and it's like, um, All Might, I have to talk to you about something. He's like, okay. Remember when you told me about your quirk? He's like, yes, I do, Miss. I do, Midoriya. And he's like, well, can I explain this to you? He's like, go ahead. He's like, well, remember how I can multiply my power, right? It's like, yes, I do, Mister. I do, Izuku. And he's like, well, remember how you told me that your power enhances other quirks, or the quirks of the user? He's like, yes, I do remember this. And Midori is like, well, basically, I'm thinking that maybe if you want to, you could give me your quirk, and I could use my my enhancement quirk to put it all into my healing and maybe heal my two arms. It's like, well, I haven't given it to anyone yet. I was kind of thinking about this is um All Might's process of thinking is like, well, I was planning to give it to Midori after the USJ, but when he lost his quirk, I was thinking that maybe I shouldn't. But maybe this could be a chance for me to give it to Midoriya. And maybe I could even fix him. He's the most powerful I've met. Even though Mirio is a strong subject, Deku's way stronger. I can feel the immense intent and determination that he has to continue and wants to be here really badly. But, okay, you know what? I'll give him my quirk. He's like, okay, Midori, but I have one condition. And Deku's like, yes, what is your condition? And Deku All Might says, well, my condition is that you need to give me my quirk back if it does not work. He's like, okay. Like, well then, should we get this started? And All Might says yes. And he breaks off a strand of his hair. He's like, eat this. He's like, huh? It's like, yes, eat this. He's like, why would I eat your hair? Because Midoriya is a little bit more jaded in this one. He's more, um, he's more like Bakugo. This would be kind of like Bakugo if his expression, he would get the quirk. It's like, huh? Why would I eat your hair? He's like, well, this is the way I transfer my quirk. He's like, that's lame. He's like, he looks over at Deku like, seriously, dude? I'm like, okay. And takes his hair, and he's like, does it happen immediately? He's like, yes, it does. And as soon as Deku receives the quirk, a rush of energy comes at him like a punch from the Nomu. He's like, ugh. And he's holding his face, feeling like he just got punched by someone. Thinking that he got punched from All Might. He's like, why did you do that? He's like, I didn't do anything. He's like, wait, okay. He's like, so he tries to use All Might's quirk, and he can feel the energy, but he's not using it. So he doesn't get immediately hurt, and like he's not using it like it would immediately do if he was had his enhancement quirk. He'd know that he has like All Might's quirk now. He's like, well, okay then. He activates an enhancement quirk and tries to go times 6, and he's like, even though the effects of the whole dismembering. Sorry for the pause. It's just a lot of noises happening. So basically, uh, he's like, I'll sleep overnight with it. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what it does. And he's like, okay then, Midoriya. And like he wasn't using any arm strength. It didn't hurt his arms and muscles as much as it would have done, but it still slightly hurted him. And Deku was like, okay. And in the morning, Deku is woken up by his mother. He's like, are you okay, Deku? What's up with your arm? He's like, my arm? He looks over at his arm, and his arm is sparkling red, a red and green, like a red and black, intense lightning. Like the lightning's coming off, like if it was a shock of electricity. It's like, Mom, my arms are fixed. It's like, what? Honey, are you serious? It's like, yes, Mom, my arms are fixed. And he's like, oh, honey, you can't believe how proud I am of you. And she starts bawling her eyes out. And Deku asks, All Might to come to Dogabe Beach, where All Might told him to meet him um if he wanted to talk to him. He's like, can you come to Dogabe Beach? He's like, okay, young Midoriya, but it has to be fast. Today is a school day, remember? It's like, okay. And as it was a Monday, it was a pretty busy beach, but no one was there because of the trash. No one was able to bathe there. And he looks over at All Might makes his way in there, and Deku's standing there, and Deku is currently like using his arms with his crutch. He's like, young Midoriya, your arms are fixed. And he's like, yeah, my plan worked out. It's like, yeah. And he's like, but why did you want me to meet me here? It's like, because I wanted to give you back your quirk. It's like, young Midoriya, I have to tell you something. He's like, okay. It's like, young Midoriya, you have passed my prediction, and you've become way much more stronger than I ever thought you would be able to become. And I want you to have something. I want you to keep my quirk. I want you to make it yours. I want you to become the new symbol of peace. To tell you the truth, since the start, my powers have diminished. Even when having max powers, the injury still made my quirks lower. When I arrived at the USJ, I knew that somehow I wasn't going to be able to strong enough to defeat the so-called Nomu Ito was describing to me. I knew that I had to pass my quirk on, and quick. I was planning to give it to you after USJ because I knew I wasn't going to be able to use it anymore. But Deku, or Izuku Midoriya, I so now pronounce you as my predecessor. It's like, are you serious, All Might? I can keep it? And All Might's bawling his eyes out what is his name? As Deku and All Might hug each other. And this is the first time that Deku has hugged a male, because his father wasn't there. So this was the first time since he's hugged a male. And he was bawling his eyes out, and he's like, it's okay, Midoriya. No need to cry. And you're in the perfect spot right now. He's like, what do you mean perfect spot? You see all this trash? He's like, yeah. This is going to be your training. He's like, training? He's like, yes, young Midoriya, this is going to be your training. And Deku takes the excuse of not being able to go to school, because he tells his mom, kind of lies to her, that his arm still will need a little bit of recovering till they are able to fully work, or until he's able to go to school again. He's like, take as much time as you need. And Deku says, give me 3 weeks. And Deku is like, 3 weeks is all I will need. He's like, cleans out the beach in 1 week. And he decides that, knowing that his training with his feet, and knowing that because of his feet was the only reason he was only able to defeat the Nomu, because he was not fast enough to use both of his hands, and he needed to use his feet. So he learned that using his feet was able to do more damage than his hands do. So he needed to train his feet more. So he headed off to the gym, and sorry guys that I paused. I just received my food, and I didn't want you guys to hear the whole entire
inconvenience of the talking that had to be done for me to exchange my food. Now, let's get back into it. So I think we left off where um, Deku is currently training his feet. So first thing he does, he asks his mommy for a little bit of money. He asks her like for $100. He asks the heroes that he was not gonna use his quirk on his hands anymore. He was gonna use it on his feet, and he was gonna be a main kickboxer. So he asked the UA for a suit. No, not a suit. For a pair of metal, fully metal but tactical armor that would fit his feet with hardened like titanium covering of his whole entire foot, and anything covering the area used like so-called as legs. And this whole entire area he had, and he pretended that he was only going to use that area because he didn't want to raise any suspicion of any foul play, as you would call it. So basically, we move on to where Deku now is at home, and he leaves around the day and comes back around 2 at the morning, and his mom barely gets to see him for that 2 week exchange. So Deku is now 2 times as buff as he was after the training. You could see his muscles through his shirt. He was like Goku, like how buff Goku is, but like his buffness was toned down like 2 more. He was more cut, so it was his muscles were a little more skinnier, but his strength was 2 times as it was from the Dogaba Beach training. And then we move on to where it's Deku's. Right now it is a Monday, and Deku's heading off to school. And he says goodbye to his mom, says goodbye to Izuku's mom, says bye to her mom as well. Sorry guys for the pause. My mom was coming to retrieve my food, so I didn't want you guys to hear that. Oh, so let me just get that. Oh, sorry. So guys, so we left off on where he was heading to school, and everyone's in their seats, and Deku was coming in a little bit late, trying to surprise her students. And Deku comes back. Sorry guys, if you guys could hear that, but that's regardless. Let's get back into it. So Deku is right now in. He walks into the class, and everyone's thinking it's just another student coming in late. And Deku sits down, and it seems like Baku's like, "Don't dare take Deku's seat." It's like he looks up and sees Deku. He's like, "Deku?" Everyone looks back and like, "Deku?" No, Izuku. Everyone he says Deku, but everyone like knows that Deku means Izuku. It's like Izuku, and sorry, I was about to pause again. Sorry. And Deku, Izuku, says hi, and everyone's like, "Where have you been?" Like, but didn't you? It's like, don't think about it. I found a way to fix my arms. And everyone's like, "You found a way to fix your arms?" And like, yeah. But didn't Recovery Girl say that it was impossible for you to fix your arms? And Izuku says yes, but I found a way. He's like, okay. Everyone looking at him like with a short eye, like, you mischievous little bastard. And he's like, don't look at me, guys. And Deku's like, well. And then I was always like, back to the topic. Around next week, Monday, we're gonna have the sports festival. And he's like, yeah, the sports festival. And actually, you know what? There we're gonna end it off, guys. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys liked it as well. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I mean, yeah. Still doing this for fun, but I mean, who doesn't like the fame? Everyone likes the fame. But that's off the point. Just like, subscribe, and I think the comments are gonna be on for the next video. So wait, let me see what time it is. It's 6:45 when I'm done with this. So you guys will receive this video on in 25, 45, 60. So you will receive this in 35 minutes. So yeah, love you guys. Hope you guys liked the video. And yeah, see you later, guys. Bye.